Stand for the pledge. Pledge
Pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, here comes Dammits now.
Damn it.
Damn it.
Marvin Berkner,
Here.
Jim Clarita, however you say his name, here. Ryan Dammits, he's seen him. Luke Williams.
Here.
Brian Dammits.
Here.
Debbie Cook.
Here.
Funny.
All right. Any correspondence?
Thank you.
No.
Okay, we have old business. Case UV 2023-
Come on up, Daryl.
23-45, Daryl Stiles. Location is 242 West 900 South. The zoning is A1, general agricultural. The request is continue the operation of a well drilling business with outside storage. Does staff have anything they want to say before we let Daryl tell us what he's been doing over the last 60 days?
Daryl, where'd you move your cars to?
Friend of mine, and
We already got a complaint on it. There's over 30 cars on his parcel now. Or whatever was there is on this guy's parcel, and then he's complaining, and we sent him a letter on Friday.
okay,
So,
I didn't know. I sold a lot of them too. I didn't know that anybody complained about it. I haven't heard anything.
yeah, was witness that they were being towed all the way to the back of this guy's property. The neighbor called it, and people went out there and seen them.
Okay,
And there was at least 27 on Friday. I don't know how many's out there right now. We'll have to have code enforcement go back out there and take pictures.
okay. Well, I just trying to clean up my property, get them out.
I'm just saying that it came in as a complaint.
Okay, I never heard anything from it.
It just came in
Oh, okay.
because some of the cars were just getting moved. That's so a letter went out April 12th.
Okay.
The address is down there on 900 South.
Yeah, a friend of mine.
Yeah.
I just,
So
comply.
I guess to kind of cut to the chase, have board members been out to the property, the subject property,
Yes.
and what's the state of it?
Well, it still got junk on it. But most of the cars were gone. There were maybe a couple there, but
Yeah,
you'd have to ask Daryl. But I mean, 90% of the cars that I thought were cars are not on this property anymore.
Marvin was there today. So, I mean,
Yes, I was there. And Ruth is right, there might be one or two at the most, but I couldn't, they had 5 pickup trucks, or 4 or 5 pickup trucks in the driveway.
well, yeah, my service truck went down, the transmission's out, and it's in the shop, and I use my pickups to pull my equipment.
On the positive side, the driveway has been gravelled, and it's really in pretty nice shape up until we get to the mud hole, you couldn't put gravel down.
Right.
You know, and that part of it is shaped up. I do have some things on a list here that I think would really improve the look of the property if you can get these out of the way too. And one of them is all of those storage bins.
That's not mine, that's the neighbor.
It's not yours?
No, sir.
Do you know what they're being used for?
I don't know, that's the
Don't know
neighbors,
some.
that's the neighbors, that's not,
Right.
I own up to the fence, past the fence to the road, I only have that easement down there. All that other stuff is not mine.
And the washer and dryer that's laying out
That's not
there.
mine, that's his property. I'm to the fence is, beyond the fence is mine, up to the fence is the neighbor's. That's the neighbor's stuff, that's none of mine. I have a 60-foot easement from the road to my property.
Okay.
And then where the fence starts, that's,
You're gonna finish graveling that all the way to your garage, right?
well, it's asphalt through.
Yeah. Asphalt?
Yeah. To the garage and that's asphalt. Where the gravel stopped, that's, and then that's asphalt up to where my motorhome's at.
And the other thing is your yard up there is a mud hole.
Well, I can't get in there.
I
At
understand
3
it.
inches of rain, I can't, you know. I was gonna mow it, but I can't get in there. I mean, we had an inch of rain last night, and we had that 3 inches of rain that flooded the whole front yard. And like I was telling you earlier, the neighbor has a 10-inch tile, and you know, for the culvert.
Up,
And then when it plugs up, it backs me all the way up because I get water all the way from Elia's farm that comes down straight down 900. I mean, not 900, but 250, and then it goes all the way down past, and then it cuts across. Well, when that plugs up, I got to go down there every year and clean the doggone culverts out.
well, that's what I was gonna ask. Can you put a bit bigger culvert underneath there? Or
It's not my culvert; it's the neighbor's.
belongs to him, huh?
Pardon?
Who does it belong to? Is it,
The right next door neighbor. I don't know their name. They just moved in a couple of years ago.
okay. Where I was impressed, there's been a lot of progress made. And I thought that it looked 100% better than the last time I looked. So,
I mean, I wasn't. I mean, you know.
Brian?
I don't think we can consider this case on anything but the facts of what he's going for. You know, where he towed his car. He could have towed his cars into the middle of the road. Maybe that was a crime, but that's not for us to decide. I don't know.
Just got to answer that. I don't
Well, if they come back in 30 days after he's approved, then what do you want the code
No,
enforcement
they're not.
officer to
They're
do?
not going to come back.
No.
I've been selling stuff off and getting rid of it.
My suggestion to the board would be, it's probably going to be in the form of another continuance. I think he's made substantial progress on the subject parcel. I think whatever else we think we want done here that is on his property probably actually needs to be completed before any extension of the variance is given. And that would be my suggestion for tonight. And then ultimately, assuming we have a list tonight of some things that we want to see accomplished, when we come back, say in 30 days, I do think this, we do have to take into account where the cars have gone. And it might not be to approve or disprove him, but I do think it's going to cause him to probably be on continuances or short periods of approval, because I don't know how I'm going to answer to whoever lives next to this individual on 900 South, how I took 30 cars from here and put them somewhere else and just moved the problem to their neighborhood. And I don't know what that neighborhood is or isn't. I haven't looked at it on a map, so I don't know what we got. So I think for this parcel, we finally have gotten it seemingly close to where we want this to be. Whatever else needs to be done, I think the board needs to know that that's actually been completed before we move forward with the variance. And in the meantime, he needs to accomplish whatever those things are. Shouldn't be that much of a list at this point after we've heard from Marvin and Luther. And then in the meantime, he's gonna have to deal with now the neighbor, now this friend of his also and staff, because that didn't this board is well aware, we can go years without somebody making a complaint about something before it finally gets to us. This didn't make it 2 weeks before we were notified of it. So that gives you some indication of the veracity that individual or individuals are going to be looking at this as. So, and I don't want to, I'm happy the cars are off this parcel, okay? I'm unhappy that they went somewhere else at this magnitude of cars, okay?
Where
So
are they?
They're down the street.
we know the address.
Yeah.
We've already sent them a letter saying they can't be there a week ago.
Oh,
Mm-hmm. Or maybe not the 12th, 5
It's
days ago.
Friday.
Yeah. Last
We
week.
sent the letter on Friday, we got a complaint on Wednesday. We went out there on Wednesday, or Thursday.
is this on your property, Darrell?
No, it's not my property.
It's a friend's property.
It's a friend of mine. I was just trying to make it to where I could get my variance, and he said he's got 7.5 acres, park them in the back, and he's like, that shouldn't be no problem, so. And I've been selling them, I've been selling off stuff, getting rid of stuff, so, I mean, but I had that many, and I lost 3 weeks because of all the rain, I couldn't even get in my yard.
Right.
Because of all the water. So I was just trying to get done fast as I could, you know. Just, that's all I was trying to do.
What are you gonna do with them?
I've been selling them and getting rid of them. I got one guy who's looking at 10 of them, you know, so. Then to buy. So, I mean, I'm trying to get rid of stuff. But,
Can I finish my comments? Okay. So I was saying, you know, we have to look at this exact property for this variance, and I agree with Scott 100%. All I'm saying is, I want to make it very known that I think this board's been way more reasonable than I can imagine other boards would be. It's almost like a cat and mouse game that we're playing.
well, I wasn't trying to, you know, I was just trying to get things cleaned up for, you know.
That's what my children would sweep in the dirt under the rug.
I know. I understand what you're saying.
Or go buy
Did you see this?
a place that
Let's see.
it would be legal to hold these, you know,
I didn't.
cars.
I haven't seen.
There, what zoning would he need, what location?
Well, if he was doing some kind of mechanical stuff, he could apply for a use variance for that, and, you know, and,
Is there anywhere he could store these things?
No.
no,
That-
especially not on more wet property that is rural on grass,
Yeah.
and it's 30-some cars. I don't know if it's 30-some, it was 27 on Friday, 20, something like that.
Pretty close to 30-some cars.
But you're saying if somebody didn't, like, buy a like, I know it's unreasonable, but you buy a warehouse.
He had his own junkyard.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. So there is, that's what I'm saying, there's something.
There's some, but I don't know out in Couchburn, and, you know, that spot zoning, we're gonna spot him a junkyard.
No, I think he's saying
I'm just,
if he was gonna
Yeah.
put these in an appropriate location, it
Where
would
would
have,
it be?
that zoning would be junkyard.
Was it like
It's-
industrial? I don't know.
I mean, and I'm not even sure light industrial does it without side storage, but.
What is that, like a C4 industrial?
but the last thing I want to say is I think we've been very reasonable. You have done an okay job doing things. And once again, I can't consider another property in this situation because that's a whole nother separate issue. But it does play on our opinions. And
I was just trying to get things cleaned up, and he offered, and I said, okay, and he said there shouldn't be no troubles, which I didn't know there was gonna be any until I found out tonight.
just because you think something doesn't mean anything. You have to, you have to follow the laws and the zoning and the ordinances. It's in violation of an ordinance.
We went down that road when you tried to put the storage units on there. We told you then, if you had a question, call staff and ask. Don't assume you know, or if you don't know, say it doesn't exist, call and ask. Before you go and do something, invest your time, your money, your whatever, ask. Ask the people that can give you the correct answer. Sorry, I interrupted, go ahead.
Nope, I'm done.
I just want to say that I think it's admirable that you cleaned the property up as much as you did. I think it's pathetic that you threw your neighbor under the bus like you did. And I disagree with Brian. I think it is our issue because of what Christie said. What happens if the neighbor now has an issue too? So he's gonna say, hey, I don't want these on my property. Where are they gonna go? They're gonna go right back on Daryl's, and then we're right back to where we were. So I don't see it as a win-win situation for anybody. I think he knew that he finally took us seriously and heard us say, we're gonna put you out of business if you don't do it. So he looked for a way, and it just wasn't a way that he checked out or was legal or right. And I feel sorry for his neighbor that he took advantage of. And that's my opinion of taking advantage, so. Unless anybody has any other comments, I guess we'll look for a motion.
How long is it gonna take you to get rid of these? How long is it gonna take you to sell all these?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll start
So
listing
you couldn't,
on
you
eBay.
can't give us any time frame at all?
No, you can never give a time frame on selling vehicles, you know, I mean, you can, not too many people look for vehicles, you know, but, I mean, but I'll find some place else to put them, but I didn't know, you know,
How many did you move there?
well, if they said there's 27, there was 27. That's all I moved there, so.
How many of the 27 are scrap?
None. Those are the good cars. Those are the, you know, I mean, you guys might consider them scrap, but they're my old classic cars. You know, like I said, I got a guy that wants to buy 10 of them. So if he comes through, I'll sell them. You know what I'm saying? It's like a 51 Chevy, a 73, you know, they're,
But here's the other, I guess, that's just not reality, because here's the reality. This guy got a letter, okay? This guy's gonna get like 30 to 60 days, and it's gonna be on an unsafe building hearing. And then I'm gonna be asking the unsafe building hearing person to give me permission to go in there and tow them all out of there and take them to a junkyard. That's reality. Okay, so that's the problem. The car's got to go somewhere legally. And so that's how this problem will be dealt with, ultimately. And the pace in which it goes depends on the pace in which we come up with a realistic plan to do something with 30 vehicles that aren't licensed and aren't plated. Daryl, please tell me, you really didn't know pulling 30 cars on the back of 7 acres on grass was copacetic? That never crossed your mind that maybe I'm putting them in the back of 7 acres on purpose so no one sees them?
well,
900,000 couts?
I mean, I'll be honest with you. He said, just bring them down here, it'll be fine. And he was trying to help me out of a situation that I was in. And that's what it was. And I mean, that's what it was. I mean, he was just trying to help me out, you know. So,
Again, my suggestion would be whatever we want done to this site, we ask for it tonight, if anything additional. If there isn't anything additional we want at this site, I still think he needs to be continued for another 30 days is why we sort out the other parcel.
What we don't want is them to come back to this site.
no,
Well, that's why we can't,
back.
Can't make a final.
we can't, until the cars are remedied, we can't make a final determination.
Absolutely not.
I agree with that.
So is there other things, I know we had some confusion as to what was on his property and not on his property, and where the gravel ended and there was some mud and where there was some asphalt. Are there any other things that we would like to see at this site, just looking at this site?
Well, you have a car repair business.
No, I don't have,
You're repairing automobiles and trucks there.
no,
Or-
just my own personal stuff. I don't do it for anybody else.
Well, you have a guy working out there with a
Well, he was helping
plug.
me.
I watched him.
Right, yeah, he's my employee. He helps me work on my cars and trucks. I don't do anything for nobody else.
Well, that's one thing business that he has, whether he's running there, whether he's got a kid working or whatever, but that's not acceptable either. He's not allowed to have an automobile repair shop. When
I don't
this
have
is strictly for his well drilling business.
it's not out of a repair shop
We
though.
gotta hold you to your well drilling business, nothing else.
Yeah, I don't, I mean, he works on my,
No, I think you're misunderstanding. You're repairing cars that are
My-
yours.
yeah, they're
But
mine.
then, are you selling them? Then that is a repair business. You're taking,
No, I see what you're saying. No, I don't, he works on my personal vehicles. I don't sell my personal vehicles. The ones that were there, he just helps me out on that when I need it. I don't have an auto repair business. The only thing I do is he changed the brakes on my cars, or I don't do transmissions there. I don't do anything there. I don't do that kind of stuff there. Tires, but I don't do any kind of repair business for anybody else.
if you have so many problems with your own,
No, he works on my semis, on my trucks, my drilling rigs, and that kind of stuff too. On my equipment. That's all, or he'll go out and work on a job.
All those pickup trucks are yours?
Yes, sir. And the reason why they're big trucks, because I have to have big trucks to pull my equipment. If a half-ton pickup truck ain't gonna pull anything down the road.
So ultimately, however long it takes us to get there, or however many months it takes us to get there, we need to have, once and for all, this is what's allowed here, this is what's not allowed here, this is how many personal vehicles, this is how many business vehicles, this is the equipment and where. And however long it takes us to get there is how long this case is gonna pend.
Keep coming back till it's done. And if at any point this board decides we got enough, then your well drilling business is gone.
Oh, I understand. I was just trying to, I didn't mean to get the other guy in trouble, I mean.
I had no idea that.
We do have this list that was the original: a pump truck, a drill truck, 3 pickup trucks, 1 service truck, 1 car trailer, 1 larger trailer, 1 excavator, and 2 racks that are 4x6.
That's the original variance
Yes,
for a well drilling business.
correct.
What was the date of that?
It wasn't the original, it was
Was it? Okay.
when it's.
2008, yeah, 2008,
In 2008, you said?
correct.
I would almost revert to exactly that.
I was just looking at that as a place to start and add or subtract from that for tonight's list.
And that would be, and if that's the case, if that sounds some sound logic to me, and then that is the direction that place needs to look like the next time somebody goes out and looks at it.
Okay.
Or we need to address why that can't be done, and this board approve those changes. So if he has a legitimate reason why I don't even know how many he has. Let's say he's got 5 F-250s. If there's a legitimate reason to have 5 F-250s for this business, and this board agrees, we'll modify it. But maybe, again, a suggestion, maybe we say, here's what the approval was. We need it to look like this. And if you can't make it look like this, that's what we need to address at the next meeting of why we can't. I don't know.
Add up that list, there's 11 items on it. What he provided tonight was a service truck,
It was the last.
last meeting, I'm sorry, service truck, pump hoist truck, 5 trailers, 2 rigs, 3 big trucks to upgrade to rig and water truck, a bulldozer, excavator, 2 bobcats, 2 pickup trucks, a water truck, a building another water truck, backhoe, and mini excavator for a total of 22. And that's what he provided at the last meeting.
May I ask, that list is what he thinks he needs to run his business,
That's-
or what is there currently?
Well,
Equipment
it's,
needed for business is what it says at the top.
That's
yeah, because there's sometimes,
good summary of what he really needs there for his well drilling business. But he's got 4 pickup trucks.
right,
So you don't need 4 pickup trucks, you only have 2. According to the
well,
variance, you can allow 2 pickup trucks. And you got 4 of them sitting in your driveway right now. You said they were all yours.
right, they are.
You can't have 4. You only have 2. According to your variance. So you.
How many
gotta-
pickup trucks did he list as what it would take
On
to
the one he
run his
provided
business?
at the last meeting, he has 2 pickup trucks. On what was approved in 2008, or part of the history on 2008, it says 3.
Well, I said my truck went down and now I'm using my service truck.
So
I'm
just-
using a pickup truck to pull my excavator and stuff.
Just to give everybody a little bit of like, some outline here. We have, what we've stumbled onto is that we started off and our concern was the site, the cars, the general junk, okay? We have finally now gotten it back to something close to normal, okay? But we're now to the part of how much in compliance are you with the actual variance that was granted now that the property has been cleared of its other violations, okay? So now we have to just stay the course and either modify what we're approving for him to have there for his business or go back to what we had or something in between. Because now we need to deal with, we've approved a use variance for this business under certain conditions. We're finally clean enough to see what those conditions are and whether we're meeting them or not, if that helps.
Well, this is essentially what he's saying he needs to run a business.
It was the original,
221,
What he needed
24,
for
that's
his
what he said.
business.
Yes.
Yeah, Marv, to be clear, there's 2 lists.
The
The first list from 2008
Yeah.
is smaller.
is smaller.
Then he's got a handwritten list that Deb is reading from, that's 22 items that he's said last meeting, so closer in time is what he needs to run the business. The lists are not the same.
So I would recommend, if there was a motion to be made, that list be the vehicles that he's allowed to have on his property. And then we could maybe say one more extra pickup truck for his, because that's business. And then, I mean, I think he's entitled to have his own 1 vehicle or 2.
Be careful with outdoor storage.
I don't know what. That's what he's saying he
well,
needs to
that
run.
upgraded list just says 2 pickup trucks.
Yeah.
Correct.
For the business.
This is the old list, as far as that's concerned.
But this is his residence as well.
Yep.
So I feel he's entitled to at least a vehicle or 2, just like we all have at our own residence. But I,
What do you have to store any of these 22 items in? Or are they all sitting outside?
Everything's outside. I mean, I got a lean-to a carport for my rig and my water truck.
So 2 things out of 22 would be undercover. All the rest are just sitting out in the yard.
Right, right. I mean, they're on gravel. I mean, they're in the yard next to but everything else is under.
Yeah, it's all on the east side of your,
Yeah, everything's in the back.
Can I ask a couple questions? You own all the trucks that are on your friend's property, is that correct?
just the cars, yeah, and, you know, the 22, yeah, they're mine.
The 27, was
Yeah.
27 of them
Yeah.
down there? So you own all those? Okay. There was mention of another building down there. Did I misunderstand something? Was there a building that was in ill repair or something someplace? Somebody mentioned?
No.
No, not on that.
I think that confusion probably came when I said I would enforce the unsafe building ordinance on the property with the cars. 'Cause
Okay.
under that ordinance, with that title, I could enforce for having these junk vehicles there. But there is no unsafe building
Okay.
there.
Okay. Now, there's also, and I thought about it when I was down there, but I didn't take any pictures. There's quite a bit of, like motors and things like that around there. What's the status?
That's all picked up and gone.
Huh?
That's all picked up and gone
Since when?
since yesterday. Marvin was down there today.
Were there a bunch of stuff, when you?
No, you was there Sunday.
I was there Sunday. They were
Right.
there Monday, Sunday.
Yeah, well, we cleaned everything up yesterday and Monday and yesterday, plus,
Motors and,
yep, everything's gone.
okay,
I didn't see that.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, it was.
It was all gone. I was junking and I was scrapping
Okay.
everything.
Well, there's a good couple truckloads.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I took care of all that.
Okay.
Yeah, that was all cleaned up.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
I don't know how you treat the stuff on his friend's property. I mean, I totally believe that, you know, he's responsible for that, and he certainly should be aware that that would have been a violation. I mean, we've been dealing with him on this situation for a year, it seems like, this time.
Longer.
Well, since 2008, but I don't know. I guess I'm disappointed in that, but that's all I have.
He was just trying to help me out, that's all.
Yeah.
I was just trying to solve one problem and he was just trying to help me.
What problems do we run into with outside storage?
Well, I think the comment is being that everything that we're allowing here is outside storage.
Right.
So it's just a reminder that that is what we're doing. But that's why we're here. But I think that was,
Yes.
is that fair?
correct.
So again, I think we're to the point of, you know, if the piece of paper from last meeting, if the board feels like that's the needed equipment, then I think a reasonable solution for tonight is go make it look just, that's all that's there. Clean up, and if anything else that needs cleaned up, clean it up. And we'll see you in 30 days. And in the meantime, we'll be working with
That's the point, right there.
the other one. But I also don't want to be back here in 60 or 90 days and there's a pile of stuff we need that we've missed or something. Whatever that stuff is, we need to make sure we tell him what that is, because I think we need to get to the point now on this petition that things are completed and then we approve for a period of time instead of any more approvals with you're gonna get something done after the approval.
Is it gonna do us any good to continue this for 30 days?
Well, we got this far.
Anything, how many cars can you get rid of in 30 days? I'm on your property that you stored all these vehicles on. How many of them can you get rid of?
And you know what? If you wanna,
Reasonably.
I mean, you know,
if you want to continue it for 60 days, I don't have a problem with the timing. I just want to make sure, there's no doubt, the staff and I are going to deal with the cars out on 900 South. I just don't, I want to make sure whatever we want to communicate to him to have done at the subject property is clear before we continue the case. That's my real concern.
And that's all I was saying in the beginning, that we have to separate. Even though I think he did it trying to get away with it.
I wasn't trying to get, I was just
You-
trying to get one thing accomplished first. Yeah, I mean, I hope you understand that.
This letter, this meeting would have went a little differently. So I make a motion that we continue this meeting for 60 days and that we adhere And he has to comply with that letter. I don't know how to
The list
officially-
of 22124?
Yes. And also, he is allowed 2 private vehicles outside of the business vehicles to be on that property. Period.
I'll make a copy of the list and send it to you guys so you guys can go out to the site and look.
Do we need to put any qualifier, like specific, like no motors, no this, I mean, you're just, this is
Whatever's
it
on
period,
the
and that,
paper.
and anything else is, okay.
I'm assuming that that's the stuff outside whenever the next time people go down to take a look. That would be, to me, completed.
That's all that's there.
So no outside storage, you can store everything inside.
No.
No, I don't have.
Marvin,
As far as
Outside.
motors are concerned and the stuff that was there.
He just said he has nothing to store inside, but we need a second before we're into discussion,
Okay.
please.
All right, I'll second it.
All right. Okay, he said he had nothing to store anything inside, so if he's got motors, even though it's not on this list, they should be outside, am I correct?
Yeah,
Is that
yeah,
correct?
but I don't have any motors laying out.
no.
Store them inside anyhow, right?
Pardon?
You have nowhere to store anything inside,
No, I do not.
okay?
No, I mean, that's not on his list, motors. So if he has motors all over his property, then that's not in compliance.
Right.
Right, I don't have it.
Literally, he should have just that outside, because that's what it's taken to run his business, which is the reason we're here in the first place. Give him a variance
So
to run his business.
part of your motion is that he adhere to this list he submitted.
Plus 2 private vehicles.
Okay.
And the list that is being referred to is the one presented on 22124
221.
with 22 vehicles, with 22 items.
Correct.
Okay.
Now, I want to tell you, I'm going to change trucks, that one rig over onto another truck, which I have, but it's not showing the other truck on that list. You see what I'm saying? I'm pulling one truck out from under and I'm upgrading trucks to it. You see what I'm saying?
Ultimately, you need to be as close to that list as you can be. Nobody's
Right.
going to nitpick.
Well, it's,
And you need to get rid of all those other cars and get them away.
right, I understand, but I was just trying to say it,
Nobody's going to nitpick.
because
one
I didn't
little-
put them trucks on that list.
Nobody's going to nitpick one little vehicle that could be construed as one versus the other of the things you need to run your business.
Okay,
Just get as close to that list
okay.
to allow us to feel that we're good.
And Daryl, here, I'm gonna say it a different way. Don't guess, follow the list.
Okay, well.
Okay?
I'm just
And if you hold on, and if you can't follow the list, come back to the next meeting and tell us why.
Okay.
Okay? I don't want you to guess.
Oh,
Follow the list.
all right.
Okay.
I'm just trying to.
I get it. I
You know.
appreciate it. I do. But if you come back and there's a story about changing an undercarriage or the base of a diesel to another one, tell us then.
Okay,
Right now, that list is what that's
okay.
the list.
You made the list.
Right, I know, but I just wanted to that other truck wasn't on that list, is what
I know.
okay.
All right, we have a motion and a second.
Is there any review between now and the 60 days, or is, we're gonna,
We don't need to review in the next 60. Code enforcement's gonna start happening on 900 South, it already has, and that'll continue on. In the meantime, he's got his marching orders for what to get accomplished in the next 60 days.
And I'll get,
I don't know how much more clear this board can be, I guess I'll say it. This is about as close as we've gotten to not approving this. So I think I think that message was delivered last meeting, and I think that's why we saw a little bit of some desperate action. So now we just need to take the win, acknowledge some of the loss here, and move forward the best way we can, and I think this is the way to do it.
What's gonna happen if in 6 months, we've got more stuff there?
Well, and if we come back in 60 days and he's fixed 900 South, this is what it's supposed to be. I mean, I could prelude my suggestion is going to be a year's variance with a 6-month review. And in 6 months, he comes back. And 6 months after that, he gets renewed, and we can see if we can stay on track for at least a year. I mean, I guess not to be punitive, but we've probably taken about a year to get to here. I think we're gonna take a year to get out. So,
Okay, is this a roll call or voice vote? Voice vote, okay. We have a motion and a second, so all those in favor? Aye. Opposed, same sign? Okay, motion passes, you get 60 days.
Okay.
Again.
Try to get one of those, so.
No more blindsiding.
No, I wasn't trying to blindside nobody, I just, it's like,
And that,
like I said, old cars, they're hard to sell. So, all right, we'll get it done. Have a good night.
Right.
you're fine.
Why did you give me? I need them.
I can't upset.
Because you're younger and smaller.